family, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're looking at, that was a funny way to say it, we're looking at your weekly reading. So welcome, guys. The energy, the messages are always fluid, but if you're watching this, upload it in real time. We have the new moon. It's the second new moon of Aries, which is pretty dope because we get this opportunity to reset our intention. However, it comes packaged with some not so fun goodies. It's actually a solar eclipse. So solar eclipse brings in a lot of external change. And it's square to Pluto and the vertex point, which just basically talks about like the changes that we do have to make that we can't avoid. You know, it's going to be a challenge. It's like things are coming to head. They're coming to climax. So we really have to make sure that we've been doing the work in terms of listening to ourselves, our gut instincts, what's working for us, what's not, and then making those decisions, those changes accordingly. Yay to life. All right, Aries. So with that said, let's get into it. Oh yeah, and then we enter into Mercury retrograde the next day. Oh, and happy birthday. Sorry, I should space that out a little. We enter into Mercury retrograde. We're moving out of Aries season. So happy birthday to everybody who's celebrating this final week. I hope you guys did really have a great month, that your sun was shining bright. Okay, so the seeker. Sorry, there's a little bit of a glare, but it's the seeker. So the seeker is really when we connect to that principle of finding out the truth. You know, whether it's the truth within yourself, like we just talked about, or the truth of a situation. There's more to the story, is what I'm hearing. Something more needs to be said, you know. This is such an interesting depiction. I can't remember. It looks like teeth and kernels of corn, right? So it reminds me of, you know, how when we lose a tooth and like we put the kernel of corn under the pillow for the tooth fairy to come so we can still get that money. But to me, it's like knowing the value, knowing the difference between what is real and what is fake. And there is this element of kind of stepping above and beyond, pushing yourself, challenging yourself, taking that risk, overcoming something that you innately know to be true, right? So there's some type of obstacle. You see something happening in your environment. You know it's off. You know it's funky. Maybe you don't want to call it out because maybe you just don't want to get into it, right? But that's where, again, there's this added layer of that more to the story. So finding ways to empower yourself to seek out that information. This will help you rise above. You know, yeah, it's a risk, but I love this. Get curious. We can't always take things as they come. I don't know if that really honestly makes sense, but I mean, because we do have to take things as they come, right? But again, sometimes there's more to the story. I wonder how many times I can say that throughout this reading. I like this though, Aries, because this really talks about you connecting, again, that principle of connecting with yourself more, listening to your gut instincts and saying, where does this feel off? Where does this feel wrong? And getting that information that is needed. This one, I can't really read. Yeah, speak truth. So I feel like whatever is kind of being hidden underneath the surface, whatever information that you don't have, it needs to come out. But it's not going to come out by you guessing or assuming or fantasizing about what it means. You know, obviously, if you have an intuitive practice, I always think like connecting to those finer layers through meditation, you know, we can bring up certain insights and certain truths. But I'm kind of hearing this as like going directly to the source, getting the tangible information is what I hear. Okay. Yeah. So there's something, I love this. There's something in your environment. It's wish fulfillment. It's something you want to connect with. You feel super good about. And it's something that has shifted your perspective from before, the Hangman. So seeing something in a different way, right? He forces himself. I love that this is depicted with a bat because they're blind and they use, what is it, echolation to kind of communicate, right? In the dark of a night. So it's like almost the complete opposite. We use our words where they use the sound, the vibrations, which is really dope. Maharishi Mahesh talks about how that's the purest form of consciousness, really listening to those internal vibrations. Because something's getting you excited. There's something around you that you want, that you feel really good about, connected to. Maybe there's a little bit of fear that it's too good to be true, or a lot of like, Knight of Cups is the guy who like says all the pretty things, but sometimes his follow through is a little subpar, right? It is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, someone really connected to the heart principle. There are you, there you are. Aries as the Emperor vibrating in your energy. So I love this for you. And I love, look at the sun. It really, to me, I was just going to say, it's like you're strong, you're empowered, you feel on point, you feel in alignment. And that's exactly how we should feel when the sun is in our zodiac sign, because it really empowers those parts of ourselves that give us that confidence and strength, for the work that we've been doing. There's that Mother of Cups. So lots of Cups energy. Intuiting, I feel like this is you intuiting someone and someone else. Like there's almost like this conversation happening in the ethers. Seven of Wands isn't the easiest energy because it's like, it's things that you feel like fall on your plate, but vibing as the Emperor, I think it needs to be that way because there's something about this situation that you're kind of whether it's the overseer, you're the person that everyone's coming to, you kind of have this element of hierarchy over everyone. And I'm not saying that in a weird way, but I just hear it as you have to be the one to initiate because that's just like where your place is in the whole situation. It might be a little bit annoying. You probably don't really want to do it because it requires work on your part is what I'm hearing. But I also feel like something around this, obviously this is coming up this week, so Spirit's really talking about something about this needs to be seen and heard and understood because there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of burdens on this other side of the coin. Feeling left out. This person is wah over here. This person or situation, it's a really heavy energy. Desiring, this is like when like they're stressed, they don't feel worthy, they don't feel valuable, they don't feel heard and seen, but they're doing their best is kind of how I see it. And maybe you just haven't been paying attention. You don't really want to. And that's fine. They're avoiding, there's 3 aces. So I talked about in the very beginning, that new moon square to the vertex point. Vertex point is when everything comes to head, everything comes to light. We can't avoid it. And that's exactly what's happening in this dynamic. It's like, it's gonna shift, it's gonna change, it's gonna move forward. Both parties in some ways are kind of resisting this change, but why is it still coming up then, right? Because, excuse me guys, because I feel like this is a lot about not making it messier than what it already is. You're keeping everything pretty buttoned up, And I feel like that's good because it's allowing you to stay balanced, to stay focused, to do what you gotta do, right? But there's more to this story, like we talked about. And honestly, I feel like when this information comes out, it is a little bit of a tower moment. Maybe less for you than it is for them, you know? That's why they're feeling really stressed out. There's that fourth ace, guys. I don't know if I don't want to say that, but like very rarely do I do a reading where all four aces pop out and you're watching me shuffle. So it's like, it's going to happen regardless. That is the concept of the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is changing. Karma is set in motion. And it's moving to this point where, you know, I think that King of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So there's something about this that allows, whether it's this person or you, I mean, I feel like it's more this person, like to step up, to like show their true colors, to understand maybe places where they were a little bit on the defensive, making their own stressors, their own burdens. There is a lot to be juggled, right? I mean, it's not a smooth situation. Like, it's not straightforward is what I want to say. There's a lot of moving pieces around this, but I feel like there's a very instrumental part that has yet to be revealed that probably is going to be coming out this week. And that's where I feel like some of that resistance comes into play. You don't really want to see the truth 100% because, you know, sometimes we just make opinions about people, places, and things. You know, it's a very interesting dynamic because it's like you don't want to see it. You don't really want to do anything about it. You're content to kind of leave it on the back burner or out of sight. Where they are, I don't know if it's like refusing to let go of it. They keep trying. You know, they keep trying. But maybe it's not coming through in the way that you need. And so that's kind of why you're all set on that. But something's going to pop out. Something's going to come underneath the surface that I think is going to force this forward. It's going to force it to change. Yeah, so Celestial Teacher. These are a lot about like just our overall life lessons, you know, like when we're dealing with a person, place, or thing that like we just have to move through it. We have to see what the lesson is, etc., and move on. Because there's 333 on the clock, all about partnership, coming together, trying to move things forward. There is this principle of believing. I feel like there's misinformation. Something is not very clear. Whether you're getting information through another person. I'm not saying you have to run around and chase after this person or situation, because I feel like that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to get yourself caught into something that it's just going to be more of the old, right? There is this element about getting curious and finding that information out. Maybe like I hear this as like believing that what you actually want out of this connection does exist. Fours are harmony, stability, balance, what you've learned, what you've moved through, the life lessons, the wisdom that you carry is actually showing you this truth. That's your intuition, right? And you can bring it into being. You just have to know that you are worthy, right? Oftentimes we are reflecting the situations that we don't like or we complain about or whatever. They're reflecting, they're being a mirror for us to show us insight into something that, is really going to help us kind of connect to our power, heal, grow, evolve, which basically just means like living the life we want to, being happy, being more fulfilled, etc. And this is a situation that is allowing you to do that. Even if you don't want to deal, even if it's annoying, actually dealing with it helps bring a little bit more integrity and balance into your space. So, that's always nice. All right, Aries, thanks so much for tuning in. So much love and blessings with whatever you're navigating through. I'm definitely here for any love and support along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in, all your support to the channel. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. I will see you next week. Have a fabulous week. Thanks again.